Hi everyone, good evening to you. I'm Jean-Paul Grobben, I work at Showsync, and yeah, we're here for a new creative session. It's kind of a new concept that we want to launch, and we'll see how often we do it, and yeah, how fun this is, but I think it's a good idea. Tonight, again, I have Tarik Barri with me. I don't exactly know what he's going to show you yet, but he has some cool stuff. Basically, the idea is with creative sessions just to have somebody play with our software, VideoSync or Beam for Live. So we're hoping to do this more often, but for now, I'd like to introduce you to Tarik. Hi, Tarik.
Hello.
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 You're on the air.
That's awesome. It's both of us who don't know exactly what I'm going to do. And that's kind of the experiment. I have some webcams, I have some videos, I have some tracks, and a vague idea for where I would like to go. But I would like to make this a very spontaneous, experimental, creative session, where also I would very much appreciate getting some guidance. I see that I have an echo.
That's my fault, probably.
Okay, so the echo should now be gone?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll turn down the volume for me a little bit here.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, let's try some stuff with VideoSync, with Live. I'm very receptive to comments, questions, remarks coming in from the chat. And if you guys want me to explore something more, or if you think, oh, this would be cool to use, or could you possibly do this or that, I'm very happy to morph what I'm doing around what input is coming in and see what kind of creature comes out. Yeah.
All right. That sounds good. So maybe, yeah, you could start sharing your screen.
Yes, let's do that.
If you'd like to hit it off.
Yes.
And yeah, I'll be monitoring the chat. So if there are any questions for us or for Tarik, I'll be sure to let him know, or I'll answer some of them in the chat myself. But you'll mostly be looking at Tarik from now on.
Yeah.
Or at least his desktop.
Yeah.
Which is black. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, it's your desktop. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Starting just from scratch, indeed. Also, just in case that people don't know VideoSync yet or whatever, like I'm not going to do a total tutorial from the beginning, but I do think it's always nice to demonstrate that. Yeah, how easy it is to get started. I just opened Ableton Live, and now starting VideoSync, which should be running somewhere, but I don't know where. Is this some kind of like Zoom related thingy? Oh, there we are. Okay, cool. Hello. Okay, yes. So there's as I was telling Jean-Paul earlier, actually, at first I had the feeling that I didn't have enough ideas for what to do today. Now I feel like I might have too many. In any case, first I think it's important to decide whether we want to use the arrangement view or the session view, and I have decided that for this time, maybe next time it will be different, but this time I would like to work on the session view. So, sorry, I mean on the arrangement view. So I do top and we go to the arrangement view. And what I would like to do is make a little video clip for Zink. So I'm dragging this clip in here. And also one basic video that I wanted to use to morph and edit to this video, to this music, is a video that I shot in Tempelhofer Park, which is close to where I live in Berlin. There's still an echo. Okay. I don't have my voice in the room here or anything like so. I come from here. Mhm. Okay, cool. Great. So I hope that people could hear what I said. Here we have the video sync window, and when I go to Ableton Live, we have the Ableton Live window. Because Ableton Live in session view, in arrangement view, is also capable of showing video. Right now, here we see the Ableton one. I'm going to close this. Because we don't want to use this one, it's also way more limited. We want to use the video sync one. But what do we see with the video sync one? That's because we have not implemented a proper orientation detection thingy in our software yet. Next version, hopefully we'll have that in there, or in any case, one of the next versions. So here, unfortunately, we see the video that I shot with her mobile phone, but we see it upside down. So let's go to the track that has this. So this is the video track. I'm going to rename it video, just to make it more clear. Audio. And putting this here. Great. So I'm going to go to the video track. And since I'm not happy with this being upside down, I want to do an effect on top of it. So this is like the collection of video sync effects that we have. I'm going to do the mirror on top of this track. And I'm going to flip it upside down by clicking on this one, and I'm gonna flip it left side right as well. This is actually how I originally recorded the video, but I guess I held my phone upside down or something like that. So let's just play. Let's see what this looks and sounds like.
It's also nice.
Here we can actually hear my voice. Let's solo the video track.
It's also nice.
Yeah, so we hear me commenting as I'm recording the people in Tempelhofer Park doing some kind of like Tai Chi dance-ish session. So let's go.
It's also nice. You don't forget to see such writers, of course, here. See the reflection of the grass and the screen more clearly.
Okay, I think that I want the audio of this of my voice here to be gone. So I'm going to take a properties device and put it on top of the video track. And here we see the little speaker. I'm gonna set this to mute. Actually, let me also increase the size of what we're seeing here. Oh, it's already quite big. Okay, cool. So I just put this on mute. So that's now we have muted this track, and we only hear the audio from the that I want to make a video for. So let's see. Let's see also that I'm sending audio out through the right thingy. I do audio through the Zoom audio device. This should make things more audible for you guys. Is it okay? Yes. So let's just play perhaps with a transform or with a displacement. Let's see what I want to use. I want to use, a transform. So a transform is an effect. Let's put it on here. Transform is an effect. You can zoom in and out, and you can also, move around. So I'm going to use this right now. on this video. And I think it'll be cool for the intro of this track to slowly zoom in. So I'm going to right click on this one, do show automation, and let's have it slowly zoom in here. I'm going to put my cursor over here so we can my mouse is actually behaving really weirdly right now. It says it's having trouble dragging, but let's see how if you can work with this. Okay, so again, and maybe at the very beginning. Oh, thanks. I've seen that the volume on Ableton is a little bit too hot. Let's put it down a little bit. I also would like you to be able to hear, of course, what I'm saying as I'm playing this. So at the very beginning, maybe during this intro, do I want things to be very concrete and then go to distorted, or do I want things to be distorted and then go to concrete? What do you guys think? I'm not going to do anything if I don't get any if I don't get anybody telling me what to do. Okay. Oh, distort to concrete. Thank you. Awesome. So let's see which way we want to distort. Maybe it's with the displacement. Yeah, that's maybe a nice one. Okay. So here we got a displace device that I think is nice to use for this one, where we have a distance component. So this is how much displacement there is, and we got the direction component. So it's not X and Y, but it's distance and direction, which we implemented because we liked to not give any precedence to basically the horizontal and vertical directions, but we wanted it to be equally, basically wanted to be completely democratic for all possible directions. So that's why we have this. So I think that this actually looks kind of nice, and I'm going to automate this one. So show automation. And this is where, okay, so we go from so let's see what this is like. Still distorted, of course. We want to go to here. Okay, so just this last little bit. Okay, so yeah, now the beat happens. What can we do now? I mean, I guess that we go to concrete and then we immediately screw it up again by doing some kind of distortion on top of that. I'm just wondering what I want to do here. I'm thinking of using the keyer and maybe key out the sky. Let's see if you can do that successfully. So I'm going to click on this one, and then on the key in color, which brings up this color thingy, and I'm going to do this. Select the color of the sky, and it all becomes black. Okay, and let's play with this tolerance. That doesn't seem to be very effective. Let's see if we do another method that becomes more effective. Well, something like that. Actually, right now I'm seeing that this background became black, but actually the keyer doesn't make the background black by default. It just reduces the alpha, which means that this blackness is actually transparency. So I'm going to click on the video sync window and go press Command comma or just settings basically to click on checkerboard background, so you can see that this actually has become alpha. Now it's more clear what's going on. So yeah, I've sort of keyed out the sky, like it could be more neat, but actually this is good enough for me right now. So let's yeah, I'm going to go from tolerance this to, okay, this is what we do. I'm going to do show automation here too. And right here, we go to here. So okay, so we got this sky blended out. So let's fill this whole transparency thingy with something else. Yeah, let's put the audio track there. And let's maybe have regular audio be blue. And let's have these two be red. I want to put the lava in here. Let's solo this track so we just see this just by itself for a bit. I just put this instrument here, or this device here, and I want to replace the sky with this. Maybe I want it to have less saturation. And I don't know, I think I want it to be like weird clouds of some kind. I think this looks a little bit more cloudy than, yeah, this is more like landscape, this is more like clouds of some kind. Oh yeah, this is nice and cloudy. And we can have them move. And we can maybe have a move sideways. So, oh, by the way, there's the move thingy, which makes them which makes the whole image move, and there's the flow, which makes it seem a little more as if things are flowing over each other, which I think is more natural for the clouds. And let's change the direction. Yeah, something like that, and maybe not so fast. Okay, unsolo. So now we see that we have the clouds. They are moving behind the people, but they're also moving on top of the people, and that's because these two tracks are added on top of each other. So let's go to this video track again. So back to the video track, back to the properties device. Because there you can also see that this video track, is adding on top of this is not called audio, let's call it clouds. Clouds. Let us use the alpha blending mode, where we now see that, so let's mute this one, that's only the parts where it's transparent. That's where the previous track will become visible. So this one overrides this track everywhere where there is no transparency. Where it's transparent, that's where the previous track will be visible. So now we mix these two together, and yeah. So let's have a little look at what this now looks like. Ah, I see. I see that we are seeing the clouds behind here. Okay, I don't want that. So I also say to this video, scale to fill. Great. I think now we could. Great. And they're also, I didn't know that was going to happen, but they're also starting to sort of like move more actively at this point. So that's kind of cool. Also, just not to get lost, I'm going to put a marker here. So this is, oh, by the way, this can sound to be confusing because VideoSync and Ableton Live are two different programs. That's why if you look at this video, at this menu on top, you see the changing. So sometimes that can be confusing. I've gotten used to it, but even me sometimes do get confused. Right now, I want to add a marker here too, so that I know exactly where the beat starts. But then I had to click on VideoSync, create, add locator. They call the locator, and then I say beat start. Great. Okay, that's nice. They're getting active. I think that it would be cool to take this video, say warp, and again look at this this bit here. Okay, this is where I start moving more or less. So I'm going to put a warp marker here. And again, let's see where the beat starts. Okay, right here. Again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a warp marker here. Compress this whole bit of time. Let's see what happens now. Nah. What I actually want to do is have him maybe speed up from that moment onwards. So I'm going to put another warp marker way in the back and do this. Because they're a little bit too chill for my taste. Yeah, I'm digging this. This is actually really active. Cool. Okay. Let us, no, not full screen, please. Go away. I'm going to zoom in and out on the beat, I think. So. By the way, it's really nice to have two screens so that you can have your video screen on another place than your Ableton Live, because it's a little bit annoying that I need to move it around like this all the time. That's only 100. Okay. Let's see how hyperactive is necessary or is desirable. What if I copy this a bunch of times? So I'm just going to duplicate this with Command D. Okay, that's pretty nice. So let's copy this a whole bunch of times. Like a kid who doesn't know when to quit making the same joke over and over again. That's nice, but maybe it's also nice to do it the other way around. Since a bunch of years, Ableton really stepped up their automation game. What I like is that you can, what I could do, for instance, is see what happens if we do this. Okay, that's potentially nice. Maybe I want to have it to be the other way around. So flip this. I don't know exactly what's better, zooming from zooming out to zooming in, or the other way around. I think I'm going to go for the zoom in. So undo a couple of times. Yeah. And I'm going to move the anchor, and the anchor is basically the place where a zoom in will zoom in towards. There's also the offset with which you can move the whole image, but I'm interested in specifically making the zooming in not necessarily centrical, but that it can also go more to the left or more to the right. And I'm thinking that maybe do I want to do this by hand, or do I want to put an LFO on top of this? I think I do want to do this by hand. So you see it slowly moving more and more to the right. And now it's going to move more to the left. And it's also interesting. So now we're feeling the clouds behind. Okay, not so far. Yeah, so something like that. And I also see that the keying at this point in the video is a little bit off, so I'm going to also play with the keying automation. I'm just going to let stuff be swamped more and more by clouds. Why not? Move it to the vocal A. I see Hille de Jong say. Move what to the vocal A? I want to add a little bit more there now as well. And I'm still curious what it is that I should be moving to the vocal A. Ah, the anchor. Ah, yeah, okay. I can do the offsets. Okay, I can do some offset on top of the vocal A. Let's see. Or I can, yes, move the Y to the A. Let's see where the A is. Ah, I see it, okay. I don't know if this is exactly what you mean, but I'm going to do this in any case. we go again. There we have another vocal ah. Let's maybe let this one move up. More extreme. What shall we do now? What shall we do now? What shall we do now? I want the clouds to also be less stoic. I want them to I want them to play along as well. So let's go back to the clouds. Where did the beat start? Here the beat started. We can also do some zooming in and out with the clouds here as well. So show automation. Oh yeah, you were over here. Great, thank you. Beat starts here. Oh, that's nice. Actually, maybe the cloud should have been like this. That's pretty freaky. Yeah, so again, let's copy this a bunch of times. Oh, okay. It's also nice that right now we see that the clouds are zooming out at half the speed that this one here was zooming in, because let's compare it to scale here. Yeah, we see that this is happening at twice the speed that this one is happening, which I think is a nice way of having different parts of the visuals focus on different parts of what you're hearing. So it's sort of like, I guess, I'd like how this makes me listen to different parts of music in a different kind of way. What I also want to do is I want to change this tolerance of this key here. But that's already happening. But I want to have more clouds here. So where are we here? At this point, more. Thank you. I actually like that at this point we could only see the sun more or less. So that's kind of cool. Okay, clearly there's something else happening here. So create another locator. Change. And right here with the sun, I want to move the sun more squarely into view. So I'm going to be playing with this here a little bit. Sun. Sun. And Y. Let's move. Oh yeah. Yes. Something like this. Okay. tuning the keyer just for another little bit. Okay. Here's a change. I'll let you guys listen to it for a second. How do you control which video layer is on top, please? Well, that's a great question. Save. Let's save this one anyway. How do we call this experiment? And I'm going to just very quickly show this, and then we go back to the video. So I just saved it, started a new set, just to simply demonstrate that, not just because somebody asked it, but also because I think it's a really good question, which is really important. So now I'm just going to play around for a second with, yeah, we're going to have one gradient device just to show layer 1. And duplicating this layer 2. This one, we rotate a little bit. We give it another color. So normally with two layers, it doesn't matter how they're ordered. So they're layer 1, layer 2. If I have the layer 2 to the right or to the left, doesn't matter, because they are both being added on top of each other. However, and by the way, this one has transparency to the left and blue to the right. This one has transparency on top, red on the bottom. If we now take a properties device, put it on top of layer 2, and here we say blend mode alpha, then we see that this layer gets on top. However, if I now have layer 1 to the right, and I also tell this one to blend alpha, then this one gets on top. So right now we see that layer 1 is on top, which means the blue is on top. Now layer 2 is on top, which means the red is on top. I'm now going to take this mini diversion even a little bit further to show more of how this stuff works. Yeah, but let's do black. Why not? Black over here. So yeah, now we can just start playing with these layers in all these different ways. Let's call this layer 3. Yeah, so now we can have just all these different ways in which we can decide what goes on top of what. And this is nice, but also this can at some point be limiting, because you don't, because something can become really confusing. And maybe at some point you made a nice little composition. Let's say I made a nice little composition of these three, and I want all of this to go on top of, let's say, another lava. So lava, here we are, yes, lava. Yes, or let's say that you want all of these three together to blend in a different way with lava. In any case, what I can do, that's the main point, is I can right-click. Basically, I first selected these three, right-click. I say that I group these tracks. And what then happens is that, let's just take this away, is that now these this whole composition of which layers on top of which, it all becomes part of this one group. All these blending modes relate to each other only within the context of this one group. Now, this whole group, I can tell this whole group to blend in another way with Lava. So all of these are doing alpha blending. Now I put the properties device on top of the group, and with this properties device, I say I want to have just a difference, and I'm gonna unmute this. Yeah, so now we've got some weird shit going on. Yeah, so now we can do a whole different type of blending of the whole group with the track that came before that. So you can also blend groups with groups and all that kind of stuff. So that is, that is how that whole stuff works with blending and with which layers on top of which. This was, by the way, I realized this was like super fast. Feel free to rewind, whatever. The basic point is it's possible, and orders of tracks and groupings of tracks, those are the key to defining these things to your heart's content. So, yes, here we were. You're welcome, Tom. Okay. Towards this end of this change, I want some stuff to become more expressive. Oh yeah, of course. We got the colors. We got the clouds in black and white. This is where we can make them go freaky color. Okay. So I just right-clicked saturation, and let's see. Put it here. Let's see. You can always take it a little bit too far. Oh yeah, this Lava device has saturation, and it also has color range. So now we just have a lot of colors, and they're super saturated. So we can also have a lot of colors, and they're not super saturated. We can have super saturated, but not a lot of colors. At this point, I think it's nice to not have an insane amount of colors. And maybe also to... Do I even want this? I think I'm more for the black and white right now. It's okay, never mind. Maybe I want things to become more pixelated. More like... yeah, it's not necessarily pixelated, but it's a little bit more squarish. Sure, can do. Yeah, I think that's nice. So I'm gonna take the structure component and make it go up. And I guess we can take this and slowly zoom it in. So let's go back here again. Yeah, I think this is a nice unit of time to copy here. So we go even more like half time. Can I make the sunburst emanate with the beat? Ha. So now these are these are the questions that challenge. Okay, let's see if I can make the sunburst emanate with the beat. So we go back to before it has changed. Okay. Yeah, I see some questions there also in the chat about how to do stuff with video. Yeah, that's. I hope you guys are gonna figure it out. If at some point you still need my help, I'm happy to jump in. Now I'm concentrating on making the sun beam burst, or emanate with the beat. Exactly. Okay. The clouds and sun are on here. Let's see what happens if I take a color utility on the clouds. Oh, sorry. These were, of course, digital clouds. Color utility goes on video. Let's see if here I can do something. This is not doing so much. Maybe if I put the color utility before the keyer, that's gonna do it. Whoa, there we go. That works way better than I thought it would. Okay, great. So what to do with this? I think I'm going to... let's see. Maybe I'm going to try and make this automatically respond to the sound. Or not. Well, we can try. Insert an audio track. Taking audio from... let's call this Zink, just so that it's be easier to keep track of things. So this is now going to take audio from Zink. It's going to send the monitoring to in, and the loop follower. I think this is it, right? Envelope follower. Let's have it here. Yeah, so so this is the envelope follower will allow you to map the modulation of a parameter to incoming sound. And what that means exactly is something that you'll see in a second. So let's map this. So I clicked on map. I'm going to go to the parameter that I want to map, which is this brightness over here. Okay. Generally a cool effect, but very, very hectic. So let's... I just now increased the fall. The fall basically is how fast the parameter value comes down after the volume became less. So basically, you can make things a little bit more smooth. Also, I want the modulation. Right now, if we go back to the video track, we look at the brightness, you can see that this is set to the middle, which is 1, and you see that the modulation is making it go backwards. Basically, you see that it goes to the increase the brightness and decrease. I wanted to exclusively increase. I only wanted to make the sun emanate a little bit more, and I want this to do this a little bit less extreme. So I'm going to say not plus minus, but just plus, and maybe cool it a little bit. So let's see. And I think I wanted to emanate also more exclusively to the bass sounds that are coming in rather than the other sounds. So let us have a look. Audio, cancel the search. Audio effects, EQ, where's EQ? EQ8. So what I'm doing right now is before the audio reaches the envelope follower, I'm going to EQ it so that it loses the higher frequencies and that only the lower frequencies will come into the envelope follower. Yes. And I am going to mute this channel, by the way, as well, because I don't want to hear that necessarily. Yeah. Yeah, so sorry, I realized that I just now gave you a double amount of volume by not muting this track. That wasn't the intention. Okay, cool. I also now want to automate the gain so that maybe in the beginning the sun doesn't go as crazy and only towards the end of this part. So to have a nice general transition, show automation. Let's pull this back. Come on. Yes, thank you. So beat starts. So in the beginning we have, okay, gain goes from 0 to here. So in the beginning the sun doesn't do any weird stuff. And towards the end. And what do I want to do? Oh yeah, of course, I don't like that the camera view is that the transform just now made this whole video go out of view more or less. Like it's cool to have a focus on the sun. But at this point of the change, which luckily I noted with this locator, I want this all to go back to normal-ish. Let's see what this looks like. And I want to have the people a little bit more in view, so also the X component needs to nice. Second point, locator, calm. Okay, but it's now all very desaturated, and I didn't want to have the hysterical colors with the clouds, but I do want over here, I do want yeah, there you go. This was a change. Okay, and let's have the Y also go down a little bit more. Okay. What was talking about? Color. Okay, yes. How do I bring some color in here in a way that doesn't ruin the atmosphere, but contributes to it? Let's just take what may seem obvious and do a device that starts with color. A color mixer, Colorize. Colorize. Yeah, I guess this could be nice. This is the default setting. Let's see what happens with the default setting. Oh yeah, I like what happens when I set luminosity to 0. Actually, first I'm just going to show what the Colorize does in general by putting it on the main track for a second. So this means that, by the way, I'm right now not really looking at the chat. Jean-Paul, please let me know if there's any cool questions or whatever that I should pay attention to. Yeah. Also, definitely suggestions for how to approach this. I'm very open to that. The Colorize, I'm putting it on the main track just to show what it does. The Colorize, it takes, it takes dark gray, how you call it? So like the darkest and the lightest colors become in this case they become blue and yellow, and the middle colors they become red. I can set how strong I want the separation between colors to be. I can make it super extreme, so it is now everything's either one or the other color, and if I increase the softness it becomes way more smooth. And of course I can set the nature of the colors that I want there to be. And I can define whether I want to preserve the original luminosity or if I just want to completely overwrite it with the colors. So when I turn this device off, you can see that it preserves the luminosity, but just adds some color. Or I can completely ignore it, and you see luminosity just is completely ignored. So this one, I want to keep luminosity because I want to have some sense of it still being natural. I want to put this on top of the video. Come on. Actually, no, I want to remove the luminosity to make it much more extreme. And let's see. Oh yeah, and the dry wet. I do want to automate the dry wet because I want the color only to appear at this point of a change. So this is where all of a sudden color. Let's see what this looks like. I'm bothered by the fact that I'm not having these people in full view right now. So let's just look at this and change this. I'm not getting confused. Where was it? Yes, it's this one. Oh yeah, I need to go to the beginning here. Let's change the Y parameter. Yes. Thank you. I need to see you guys again. Yes, okay. Okay. And I want to again also make the camera move downwards a little bit so we can still see those people. So video, increase the brightness to even see where we are, just temporarily increasing this brightness. And the Y components, where are we? Oh, we're here, yes. Okay, yeah, and brightness I set back to 1. So now we should be seeing them. Okay, that looks more like it. Yeah. So what else? Are we going to go to the next piece? Do we miss something? Maybe I'm just going to play the thing from the beginning, and then people can tell me what needs to change and parts. Yeah, and what we have so far. Otherwise, we just go on to the next bit. Let's do this. Okay. One thing that I was missing a little bit was a little bit of energy. Like I really love the color transition and everything, but in this point, I need something a little bit more to change. Like I don't want to overdo it because it's really easy to just make everything go ape shit and throw all the colors and all the movements in the world on there. And basically that's a great way to destroy what you've got going. But to find that nice little middle ground, I definitely want to do that. Wait, what is it? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. This is the one. Yes, exactly. A tiny bit of extra motion over there. So, maybe change the direction of this flow or change the, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, just a little bit more. Yeah, I can deal with it. And maybe also, I feel like increasing the contrasts of the video here a little bit. Yo, exactly, something like that. Contrast, change. I mean, I like when it goes up. Let's see what happens if it goes down. Not so much interesting. Up, this happens. Whoa, okay. Let's see. I don't know. I just want to fuck around a bit, see what happens. this is probably way too much insanity, but I'm curious. Actually, it's quite interesting. Copy. Let's see. Okay, again. Okay, yeah, I actually really like that. I mean, I also like that it's clearly it's doing something on the rhythm, but it's not. It's also a little bit chaotic. I like that combination. Like it's clearly musical, but also not that predictable. So yeah. And I guess we just calm it down over here. And honestly, I'm not even quite sure how long this session is supposed to take. Like we're 1 hour and 6 minutes in. I think I'm going to sort of like pause it, maybe continue it some other time or whatever. But then also soon field some questions from you guys. But what I do want to do is since we were entering this calm point here anyway, I do want to calm things down before we quit. So where were we? We had this flow parameter, calm down. Oh, no, not like that. Breakpoint, calm down. Motion, also you, calm down. Oh yeah, of course. The sun is still going ape shit. Indeed, we need to stop the sun going ape shit. That was the gain of this envelope follower. That also goes to nothing over here. But I still want the people to be visible, so I'm just going to increase the brightness manually at this point. So. Oh yeah, so something like this. And I guess we zoom out with the transform over here, which is zoomed in at 1055%. So there's definitely ways to go to zoom out. I can actually go a little bit more. Oh yeah, Alt, just to make the zoom out in the beginning be a little bit more extreme. And I want the clouds to disappear right now. So let's look at this keyer tolerance again. I don't know if you need to go up or down to go away. I want a little bit is nice, but just less. Also, you go with the curve. What was it again? I wanted to change something else here. Oh yeah, the speed. That's the last thing I want to change here. I don't want the dancers to be so active at this point anymore. So double click. So that's here at 40. Okay. Warp marker. What happens if we just delete this warp marker? Oh, still is the same. Okay. So let's stretch it a little bit. Stretch time. Actually, stretch even more. Yeah, why not? I mean, it's very much what one would expect. It gets calm, so people slow down. But whatever. Cheese can be nice too. Yeah. Okay. So far, so good. I'm definitely gonna save this. And maybe we can continue this some other time, or we do something else some other time. Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's see if we can do this without making the entire the Zoom sound trip out again. Sorry about that earlier, everybody. I'm not sure if I can get Tarik back or his audio back real quick. There we go. Ha! Okay, now you should be audible again, Tarik.
Okay. Was my voice audible or not?
Yeah. Oh, no, just not while I was... you don't even know, probably. Never mind.
As long as people could hear and see what I was doing, I'm fine.
Oops, sorry. Should be good now. Sorry. Should be good now. All right. Well, Tarik, thank you. That was awesome. Really great stuff, just to see how you're using it and all the things and all the thoughts that come with it, with this whole process. And that's kind of the point of this session. So I think it was a nice one. You can stop sharing your screen if you want, by the way, if you want your face to be a little bit bigger. But yeah, that's, I guess, pretty much it then from our side for now. If you'd like us to do this more often, definitely let us know. If you have any more questions, feel free to fire them in the chat before we close. Is there anything else you want to share, Tarik?
No, I kind of like I shared more than I even thought I would, and I'm very happy about it. This was a really nice little flow. I didn't expect it to be so. Yeah, I feel good about this. So no, just what people will know, I want to share. I don't have anything out of my own brain right now.
Okay, well, fair enough. How often is VideoSync updated? I bought last December. Should I take a new download for any fixes? Yeah, we release patch updates pretty regularly that you can update to safely. We also have an alpha that you can try out, but for that you will have to register on our forum and let us know in the topic there that you want to help test the alpha versions. But we try to release a nice update, like a slightly bigger update, at least once a year, but hopefully twice. So yeah, something like that. But we released VideoSync 2.0 just late last year, so there will be plenty to come still. More streams would be great. All right.
Yeah, indeed. That's definitely on our to-do list. More streams. So we're aligned there.
Is there an update with AI coming? No. I can at least spoil that one. At least for now. We don't have any.
At some point, everything is going to be AI, but we're not planning on it yet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Thanks, everybody. I'll leave the stream open for a few more minutes. But yeah, hope to see you next time in the next stream. Thanks, Tarik, for your time, and see everybody next time.
Thank you for your time too. Thank everybody for being here.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
it was a cozy one. All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.